on to another episode of the Definitive Crusade. I am your host, as always, joining the machine, Hughes. Joining me on the crusade from across the pond, two of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Josh, how are you doing, man?
I am doing very well. Tired, but I'm good.
Football season just round the corner. Go Finns.
Yes, eight days away. Go Broncos.
Yeah. And Freyja, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I mean, it's raining ash. It's fantastic.
What?
Yeah, there's just yesterday we had an ash cloud, and so it was raining ash. It was interesting.
This is like Ash, not like the Pokemon dude, right?
Yes, it's not ash catch. It's actual ash because we have fires going on.
Because
So
I could totally see Freyja going, gotta catch them all, as she's trying to catch the ash out of the air.
Yeah. Cool. Get the Pokeballs out. Well, are you staying safe though, Freyja?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Excellent. All right, so we're going to go for a bit of a change of pace. Recently, we have been a little bit bat heavy, and I'm sure that old pointy ears will make an appearance later in the pod. But let's take a jaunt. There you go, a jaunt down to the other side of the DC universe. We're going to start off with Shazam 14. This is the final issue of this series. All right. So, writer is Mr. Jeff Johns. Art, we've got a couple. We've got Dave Eaglesham on pages 1 through 5. Scott Collins finishes the job with pages 6 through 30. We have Michael Atienne, maybe, on colours, and letters of the always fantastic Rob Lee. All right, quiz time. We do this every single time we talk about Shazam. What do the letters stand for? Come on, let's see if we can get it right this time. Last time we did this.
Hey, you did not say we were playing Jeopardy.
No. Hey, it's not a Jeopardy question. We all know we should know what these are. What's the S?
Oh, shit.
No, that's not it.
No. Okay, so can I go?
Yeah, go for them.
Okay, so Shazam stands for Solomon, Hercules, Atlantis, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury.
So close. So it's the wisdom of Solomon, strength of Hercules, stamina of Atlas, not Atlantis, power of Zeus, courage of Achilles, and of course the speed of Mercury. Well done, Freyja. Well done. Check you out. High fives all round.
Hey, you know what? If anything, though, Aquaman's proud that you threw Atlantis in there.
I got
Yeah, it's probably the only thing that's probably... Actually, Aquaman gets a name check in the book, so, you know, hey-ho. Freyja, this is your choice. Please tell me it wasn't for the Aquaman reference.
No.
Thank God. So, take it away. What Shazam 14?
So Shazam, I picked it mostly because I'm just kind of sick of just Batman everything at this point. I know, so shocking, but it's just kind of like too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing. So I always like to choose something that's not,
Agreed.
the Trinity. So honestly, I have okay. So
the letters are good.
Yeah, letters. No, that's my main issue. Is there's just so much background, like his whole Okay. And I've said this before, we don't need a freaking flashback in, like, what book is this? 14, 12? Yeah, 14. We don't need his flashback of his freaking life in issue 14. We know, Billy, if you're going to do the flashback, do it in the first one. And it's so freaking wordy. It's like, the previously on this episode, except it's the entire season previously, and you sit there for 5 minutes. It sucks. Like, don't do a flashback. We already know where we are. If we're gonna do a flashback, do a little paragraph. Maybe like previously, this is what happens in a little corner. We don't need 1, 2, 3,
5 pages, baby. 5 pages.
A freaking flashback. And then even then, I have no freaking idea because it's not talking about really what's going on. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, the worms in my dad's head. But then you go in, it's just a freaking mess of like crocodiles and giant worms and freaking Wizard of Oz storybooks coming to life, I guess. And then Superboy Prime's there, but they don't say it's Superboy Prime until the very end. And I'm like, if you don't know who Superboy Prime is, you'd be like, who the frick is that? No?
Hey, Man-Bat makes a cameo.
Yeah, but I was confused as to why he was even there. And why was he fighting Shazam? Because it wasn't really Man-Bat. It was part of the book spell and stuff. And I was like, why the frick is Superboy Prime here? And it didn't even really explain. He just said, thanks to the worm, I'm free. And I'm like, what the crap's going on? So I was happy to see the Black Adam and, and I did like the art for the
Really?
most part. For the most part, and I give Shazam, okay, there are problems, obviously. Like his freaking cracked out eyes on page, oh god, what page is that?
9.
Dots for
9.
eyes. I'm super confused. Like, because he has big whites and then this little dot.
It's like he's been possessed by the ink monster from X-Files. I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
That's what happens when you say Shazam too much.
It was not good. And then there is another page where I don't know what they were trying to do, but he kind of has Shazam has, the tick jawline going on, which she doesn't usually have. So it was really distracting in that panel. And what page was that one on? Because now I'm just trying to re-find all this stuff that I was having issues with. So that one, I believe he was fighting the worm. It was after Superboy Prime. Yeah, it's on page 14. He's punching the voice box and the worm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotten like the tick jawline all of a sudden, and it was quite distracting. And then all of a sudden he has his hood on, which whatever. I'm just gonna let that go. But
What?
his hood's down, up, and then it's down again. I'm like, okay then. And I don't know if it was just me, but if Superboy Prime didn't have his freaking red eyes, I would have thought he was Shazam.
Yeah, there's that.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone's face kind of looks the same. Even Black Adam kind of looks, the same.
Well,
And
but really the biggest difference though is Shazam has his eyes closed, like he's closed them tight. Like, oh god, I can't believe I'm in this book.
Yeah. Can't believe Freyja made me read it. Oh, I'd close my eyes for some of this.
and the whole thing about I don't know, the whole dad thing and whatnot, and I was like, I kind of understand adult, it felt anticlimactic for the end of this arc. I don't know if it's just me, but it just felt anticlimactic, and I don't know why they're shocked that Black Adam's the 7th seat. I'm like, of course he's the 7th seat. He has the same powers as you guys.
Yeah, it's inevitable, isn't it?
So that he is the 7th seat. I mean, yeah, he's a douchebag. No, he fights with you, but come on. Obviously, it's kind of like in Power Rangers when they're fighting Tommy, the Green Ranger. I'm like, oh, really? He's gonna be part of the team? Shocker! Like,
I always liked Wild Force and their version of Tommy. I like that. I like the whole because it was the lone wolf thing, wasn't it? Yeah, I like that one. It's the same story in every single one of them, but that was my favorite, Wild Force, I think.
Can I also say that for Billy, okay, for a kid who's been obsessed with finding his parents and then being super happy that he's found his dad and he thought that his dad cared about him, that kid bounced back super fast. Like, that kid,
hold on,
sorry,
let me just
you
check
would be
the powers again.
devastated. I mean, yeah, you have another family, but you just found out that, I mean, and yeah, he didn't say, I hate my son. He just said, my wife, and I were not good people and we shouldn't have had a kid. And I'm like, okay, that's understandable. This kid I'm sorry. If you go back to being a kid and if you put yourself in that mindset, even as an adult, that would be devastating. You would be kicked and like upset for at least a couple months.
Well, and I think this lies in the problem for this book. I think you've absolutely nailed the fact that there's too much previous pages. Absolutely,
Yeah.
I think the flip also happens towards the end. They try and squeeze in so much tell instead of show. It's like they've run out. They know they've run out of issues, so they can't deal with the emotional aspects that you're talking about. They're just going to have to cram it all in to see if it fits. Josh, Shazam, was it a magical book for you, or was it kind of a worm?
The colors were nice.
Yeah.
So I think you guys would agree with me in that I'm tired of having multiple artists on one book because we get two different styles. One's going to be great. One's going to be a worm. I just no. Superboy Prime, the hell?
Yeah.
Don't understand that. Oh god, what page was this on? It was on page 5. Is it 15? Yeah, I think it's 15. The one brother that's all in green, whose name I cannot remember. The
Tommy.
green Shazam. Tommy. Okay.
Wow. I was just going for the power.
Irony? I think not. So I don't know about you, but it looks like he has 2 left feet. And that's kind of how I felt this book was. They all had 2 left feet.
To be fair, I've never seen them dance, so
Well, no, this one looks like he literally has 2 left feet.
Dancing with the Stars, we don't get over here. We have the original Strictly. Thanks. Cheers.
Yeah. Probably better off, to be honest. And I don't know. This book was all over the place. It's like, ooh, a lot of talking, a lot of preview. If I wanted to get a preview or recap of everything regarding Billy Batson, I'd just go watch the movie. It's a better experience. And then, yeah, again, Superboy Prime. Don't even know why they threw him in there. Yeah, this
on the cover. That's the only reason he's in there, I believe.
Well, yeah, because people see the S and think, ooh, let's find out, because that's a Superman logo. And now say my name. A wasted, $3.99, $4.99? I guess that's his name. Okay. I struggled with this book a lot. And his dad, after he's free from the worm, I don't know if they were just tired when they were drawing him. I mean, the one panel on page 26 when he's all of a sudden telling Shazam, hey, back off, the hands, I mean, for something so small, it stood out huge in the panel. His face is all mangled and just bad design choice.
I think I agree with you both on this one, to be fair. I think I would be, if I was buying this book and I'd been buying the series, I would be pissed that so much of the book is given to what I've already read. Mm-hmm. I think that's just cheap, especially if you're talking, as you're saying, a $3.99 book. You're talking 20 pages of art, maybe, 30 pages, 5 of those are preview, so you're getting 25 stories. The last 3 pages are all, this is what happens really quick. So you're not getting a lot. You're not getting a lot of bang for your buck on this one. The art for the first 5 pages is canny. It's all right. It's not great. The picture of Billy jumping over the turnstile is a very bit wonky. It's like, where's his waist? And then Colin's art starts okay, a little bit over-inked maybe. But you're absolutely right. It gets worse and worse as the issue moves on. Is that because it was a rush job? Because it's the final issue, you got to get all the stuff in? I don't know. But the thing that kind of knocked me is the multiverse. It's like DC have this kind of theory that let's just blame it all on the multiverse. You know? And I know Shazam is one of Jeff Johns' favorite characters. And yes, I know this book started way back when the movie came out and it was going to be a big hyped up. But honestly, you guys all know people. You've got friends who read comic books. Was there anybody really clamoring for another Shazam book? No. I think this has been a bit of a wasted effort, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And I worry if it's had some sort of negative impact on other books that Jeff Johns was working on, like Doomsday. If it, because Doomsday was forever running away, but hey ho. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think this has been a kind of a waste of time. I think Shazam's one of those characters that suits being on a team better than by himself. And people are going to hate me for saying this, but same goes for Black Canary. I'd love a Black Canary solo book, but she's had limited series before and they don't do very well. She's been teamed up with Green Arrow. That doesn't do very well. The only time she does really well is in Birds of Prey, which is a team book. So put her on a team and let's get a regular book out there. But hey ho, that's another discussion. All right, okay, so that's Shazam out of the way. Should we go all pointy ears? Should we bring pointy ears into it?
Sure.
All right, okay. Sorry, Freyja. It's Batman time. It's Batman 98, written by James Tynion IV, art by Jorge Jimenez, colors by Tomei Murray, and letters by Clayton Cowles. I will just start this off dead quick before Josh takes us down into this because it's his choice. As he advertised last time, we're going to be covering the Bat book until it gets to Batman 100. All I'm going to say is I miss Alfred so much. Josh, take it away.
I will focus on one panel in particular here in a moment, but we'll cover everything else. I enjoyed this one a lot more than the others. I felt like the story was actually moving forward.
Agreed.
I don't feel like this is a filler issue. First and foremost, what in the hell is up with Riddler and that design choice? It's like a cracked out version of the Jim Carrey Riddler. I don't know if you guys felt that way. So we've got cracked out Jim Carrey. We've got Dominatrix Catwoman.
I don't have a problem with that.
Well, okay. Well, I know Freyja in previous episodes had issues with that particular Catwoman outfit.
Yeah.
I like the design choice for Scarecrow. Penguin looked perfect. That is like the perfect Penguin design.
Agreed.
It is a mix of the animated series, a little bit of Danny DeVito. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And it was nice to obviously see other villains in the book. And their interaction. Having Penguin putting money down on who's going to flip the table first, Riddler or Scarecrow. I got a kick out of that, which I found to be very, very entertaining. Seeing Alfred come back and talk to Bruce, even though, spoiler, he's not alive.
If we always remember him, he'll always be alive.
Alfred lives forever.
Yeah.
Just that whole conversation between Bruce and Alfred was honestly such an enjoyable read.
Definitely.
Plus, seeing Alfred just slap the shit out of Bruce,
Yeah.
that is going to become my new wallpaper on my computer because it was just so unexpected.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was something we've all been wanting to see. You know, they're having this heart-to-heart talk. You're going to have the full house, violins in the background, going to start playing, and then bam, Alfred just bitch slaps him and just calls him out. And real or not, this scene was my favorite scene in the entire book. I enjoyed the conversation between Punchline and Harley. And really, I think I enjoyed the fact that Punchline is calling Harley out on and really saying what we've all been saying all along.
Yeah.
And it just made me love Punchline that much more. So
I love Punchline, but I do have an issue with her. But I'll get there. Don't worry.
So, and then when we get to the fight between Harley and Punchline, there were some weird design choices in the action sequences. I understand maybe the design aspect. Maybe this is just from my conversation with Dave DeVries on that interview I did with him, where when Harley kicks Punchline right underneath the jaw, and it has that weird, they took Harley and just kind of stretched her out in ways that the human body shouldn't. That's just part of the action sequence to kind of give you that
momentum and movement.
That momentum, yeah. I actually enjoyed the fight scene as well. And I feel like it was an even battle between Harley and Punchline. Harley couldn't do the job, but Batman did.
Yeah.
I did find it a little odd that, and maybe it's a design choice, maybe not, but when Batman snaps out of it and the toxins are out and he jumps and throws his cape open saying, "I'm Batman," it was interesting that they had Batman, like his name, in the cape.
Yeah.
It was cool, but weird. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but
I think it's too much. I do, but I understand why they've done it because they want that really they want that cheer moment, that way, away, he's back. I understand why they've done it. It's not my cup of tea. I wasn't particularly pleased with it, but hey ho, it's one picture in a really good book, so I'm okay with that.
So I mean, all in all, I feel like this moved the story forward, which we very much needed for the Joker War.
Agreed. Freyja.
Yeah. Okay. So, like Josh said, this does actually feel like it's progressed, which is nice. But then again, I mean, the last couple issues felt like nothing but filler, and so this is like a baby step. So we're applauding, yay, baby step. I'm still upset, because how far did it actually progress the plot?
Well,
it got drugged in 95, right?
Yeah.
So he's been in his mind trip one way or the other since halfway through that book. 96, 97. So he's had three and 2/3, maybe 3 1/3.
Well, no, not even that. So half of 95. Okay.
Yeah.
96 full trip. 97 half of 98. So in all reality, 3 full issues of Batman being on a bat trip.
Yeah. So yay, we're finally up. It's more like the person in the race sat down after taking 2 steps, and then we're cheering them that because they got off their butt and they're like, yay, 2 steps again. I'm sorry. I
No?
mean, you can't do that many. One issue of fillers, I can forgive, but that many issues of doing absolutely nothing and you expect us to pay for it is just a bunch of bull crap,
Well, they
and
did that
I
with
have a
Doomsday's
major
Watch.
issue with pacing. I'm like, because storyboards are storyboards for a reason. This isn't a freaking manga where those are like over 300 issues. You have an arc of maybe like 10 to 12 issues, and you can't even get 10 to 12 issues a storyline put together. I'm sorry, I'm bringing manga into this, but it's true. I mean, they can get hundreds of issues, which the books are a lot thicker than these, and they can have a continuous story, but for some reason we get like 14 issues and you can't get your freaking story going. It pisses me off.
Really?
Sorry.
Can't tell.
So, it's just so annoying, and that's my main issue with and that's why I'm always so salty with these things. And I'm like, yay, baby stuff, because yay, this should have been issue number 2 for crying out loud. For this whole arc, it shouldn't be issue 5 now. It's just ridiculous. Also, I agree with the Jim Carrey cracked out thing, and that's the first thing I thought. I'm like, oh, we're doing the Jim Carrey route for Riddler. But the Scarecrow reminds me of the animated series version of Scarecrow a little bit, so I like that. I still hate Catwoman's outfit because it looks like a weird BDSM outfit with her pits showing, and then she has the collar, the leash circle thing. It's just, I don't like it. And can you imagine trying to put that sucker on? It's like it's a one piece. How
Well,
many pieces on?
I don't like to brag about what I do on a Saturday night, but
I'm just confused how she even gets that stupid thing on. Like, or is because the mask is part of this. It's just
maybe she's flexible.
Yeah, she'd have to be boneless and turn into liquid and because she has to get out through her armpit holes. Like, there's no other way to get out of that thing.
Well, she doesn't have to. Bruce has to get her out of it.
Yeah.
It's called a knife, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. I did like seeing Alfred again, but just kind of, it strikes home that they shouldn't have killed him, and he should be coming back because Alfred's a main part of what grounds Bruce into being a human in reality and everything. I was also confused as to if this was a secret place that Ivy made for, Harley, and only Harley and Ivy know where it is. How did Punchline find it? I mean, Bruce Wayne couldn't even find it. How did she find it within a couple of hours? And magically she's there, and she has a flamethrower, which I liked. That whole thing. She's like, I'm gonna burn it down. I'm like, how did you even know what it was to come prepped with a flamethrower? And it's just, and how did Ivy create this thing without any defenses and I really hope they don't go the same route with Punchline as they did with Harley. I want her to stay with Joker because she kind of plays off of Joker really well. And I didn't like the character before, but I'm really growing to like Punchline, so they better not do that route because that pissed me off.
I don't think they will because
she's getting a one-shot, isn't she?
Yeah. Well, because she even states that at one point when they're talking back and forth, and where was it?
Part where Harley's saying that he's manipulating you, and Punchline's like, you don't get it. You just want everyone to be as stupid as you were.
Yeah. She's very adamant and has been very vocal that she will not be like Harley. And I get a kick out of, and I'm surprised Freyja didn't mention this part when she goes, everyone knows how pathetic Harley Quinn is. When I read that line, I shit you not, Freyja's voice was in my head.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm starting to really like Punchline.
All right. Okay. So I agree. I didn't think too much about how Punchline knew about it. I kind of thought that the Joker knows what Harley knows, so therefore, I didn't really think about it to that length and breadth of it, to be fair. I am absolutely loving Punchline. My issue with Punchline is, and Freyja, you'll have to help me out on this, all right? So, the outfit clearly shows that she's got rips in her clothes, yes? On her arm, on both arms, on both legs. I would assume that this is some sort of lycra spandex type thing. So why aren't the holes getting any bigger? Don't like nylons and stuff, ladder and things like that when they've got holes in. Does that not happen? And when you think how much action and movement she goes through, you'd expect them to like deteriorate, right? Or is that just me being me?
So, kind of a weird little trick. And honestly, I don't know if they mean it by this, but there's two excuses for that I just kind of went with was, so one, we have clothes that are designed like that. So there's actually, it's ripped, but then they sew around the rip so it doesn't get bigger.
Right.
So that might be an option, and because it's comics, it's not hyper detailed with stitching. Or
go to the nail varnish one.
I was gonna say the nail polish thing.
Yeah, the nail polish one. Yeah.
But with the amount of movement, I'm more leaning towards that it's probably stitched around.
Okay. Cool.
You know.
Yeah, because I just went back through Batman '97, and she has the same holes in the same places.
So everyone's thinking, how does the machine know about the nail varnish trick? Well, you know, don't get grey hairs like this without knowing a few tricks. That's all I'm saying. Other than this, I really enjoyed this book. I kind of agree with Freyja and Josh. The last couple of issues have been a little bit treading water. I think we needed at least one issue where Batman was high on his drugs just to get the kind of impact of that story. We definitely didn't need two of the damn things. All right. So in my head, it kind of starts with the start of the trip, going through the trip, and then coming out of it. So we could have maybe lost one issue. So I love this book. I thought it was really good. I absolutely, totally and utterly miss Alfred. And as much as gorgeous as Punchline looks and as how well drawn Harley is, yeah, I agree with Josh. Some of the action scenes do tend to be a little bit chaotic, to say the least. That was an issue that I had with that. It's kind of on page 16, that where Punchline's doing some sort of abstract kicking. It's like, how's that? Is that her elbow that's bent in that odd position? That's probably the only panel that kind of really spoiled anything for me on that. The other thing that I did like, everyone talks about the cape being the Batman moment, the whole like get up and cheer moment. Nah, the cheer moment, it wasn't the smack, it was the very last panel. Not the battery joke, although that was particularly funny. Batman's panel where he turns around and said, call the whole family, I need everyone. And he's got this grin on his face, and you just know, you know, the things are going to get, the tide is now turning. So
I like the design of how his eyes are glowing.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought that was done very well, especially having the kind of the reflective circles that light will tend to do. I thought that was a nice touch.
Cool. So this book has, I agree with Freyja. It is a kind of baby step if you want to think of it that way, but I think it's going to lead into that big giant leap forward. All right. Cool. Excellent. So 2 down, 2 to go. It's about time to take a little bit of a break and listen to one of our fantastic ads for one of our other great shows on the UCPN. Don't go away. There you have it, guys. Yes, Comic Crusaders are having another virtual con on the 24th of October. The last one was such a great hit, even DC decided to get in on the act with their fandom. Where do you think they got the idea from? That's right, us. All right, so tune in on the 24th, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. EST. Yes, that means I'm going to be working really, really late. And you'll get to listen to the gang talk to a whole range of comic creators and influencers. It's going to be an absolute blast. If you want to see what to expect, go and check out YouTube for the previous virtual con we did and just look at the fun we had. Okay, cool. Excellent. Right, back to the present. So, Shazam's already on the skids. Another book that is going to be coming to an end very, 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 very shortly is Young Justice. So we're going to take a bow and have a quick look at Young Justice. This is issue number 18. It's written by Brian Michael Bendis and his Wonder Comics cohort, David F. Walker. We've got art by committee again. Pages 2 and 3 and 10 through 22 are by Scott Godlewski, and Michael Irvin Deeming is picking up pages 4 through 9. Colors are by Gabe L. Teeb, and letters are by Wes Abbott. Young Justice. It's a spoiler issue. I was bound to pick it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's Stephanie Brown, so duh.
Could be like that about it. Yeah, it's like I could have picked, Teen Titans Go, but never mind. That's right. We'll pick up issue one time, I'm sure. Who would like to start us off on this? Freyja, Young Justice.
All right. So you said there's 2 artists and they pick
Yes.
up on page 4. Okay. I agree with Josh. I need to stop doing that crap because it really is freaking annoying and frustrating, and it feels like a scam because you flip open the book, you're like, oh, okay, I like the art, and then you go, oh, page 4, and the art's completely different.
Yeah, it's like, what happened to the guy?
What freaking happened to the art? I thought something was off, and now I know why. Okay, so I really like the first couple pages artwork a lot. I like spoil how everyone looks, and
Don't you think Tim looks very young on that kissing panel, though?
yeah, they both look like they're 12, and it kind of weirds me out. But then again, aren't they supposed to be teenagers? And teenagers in real life look like a bunch of babies. Sorry, guys, but you do.
But if the teenagers, they need to be older than 12. The teen gives it away, right?
Still, I mean, I see some seniors. I'm like, you're a senior. You look like a freaking 12-year-old. And then I see a 12-year-old. I'm like, you're not 12. You're 8.
Oh my God. How old do I actually look now then? Oh my God.
I was looking at it and I was like, okay. And then it kind of goes over to like, the Teen Titans anime and cartoon style. So, and then it just kind of felt weird. I mean, there was nothing bad about it. It just kind of felt off. And then it kind of felt like it changed again. Did they switch again on like page? What page is this? Like when it goes over to Clue Master.
That's the change page. That's Scott Godlewski on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we have cartoony, and then all of a sudden it's not cartoony again. So that really bugged me. I can't even say, well, the art was good because they switched artists, and it's really, really frustrating because just have one artist on a book and don't overwork your freaking artist so they have to do that crap. It's annoying. And it's just, as it makes the flow of the book weird.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the story. It was a simple story. It wasn't too wordy, even though some parts were a little bit wordy. But it wasn't too bad. I like Drake and the spoiler, and how they play off each other. I think they're cute. And it's just kind of, that's how you do you humanize your characters. You don't just like do the entire book about it. They just kind of play off each other. And I think it's adorable. And then they have a nice little cliffhanger at the end with Cassie and the whole Zeus thing. So overall, I like the book. Artwork just kept changing the tone, and that was the main frustration for me. And then all of a sudden, Tim's Robin again, but they even play off of that. They're like, so did he become Robin again? Well, they're all chilling and eating pizza and stuff in their superhero costumes, which I guess they have the Bat card.
Never leave home without it.
Never leave home without it. Yeah. So it's like, it's cute. It's something for younger fans, which, I think it's adorable.
Okay.
And it's fun. But
you have surprised me. I thought I was going to get a kicking for picking this, but never mind. Excellent. I've saved a week. No bruises for me this time. Yes. Come on. I am winning. Josh. Young Justice. Is it better than Teen Titans Go? No?
I can't decide. Okay. Let's see here. The colors are mediocre.
I take that back. There's no ochre in this color at all.
No.
Ah, yes.
So, again, if you're going to have multiple artists on a book, keep the same damn style. Going from a Young Justice to like a Teen Titans Go style of book, that takes away from the story. I was more distracted over the artwork than the actual story, which sucks because it had Stephanie Brown, it had spoiler in it. I was legitimately excited, and then come page 3, not so much. Just so many issues with this book, and a lot of it does go around the art, and then just at the very end when Drake and Spoiler are staring at each other, and then they get close, and then the kiss, boom, he's back in the Robin outfit. Like, what in the hell? I realize that's probably kind of that transition, if you will, that you would see on a show, where when that happens and boom, he's back to being Robin. Hooray! And even Spoiler, her mask is.
See, I think you're being a bit harsh. I think that kissing panel is part of the pizza party. It's not part of the previous page. If you look at where they're snuggled up on the pizza table, the mask is half down, which would indicate that that's kind of just the kiss just happened then.
And he's wearing the green mask and not the black mask.
Yeah. So I think
it threw me for a loop, and that's why I was like, wait, what? Why?
Yeah. But I think being a tad harsh there.
So I don't know. This is one of those ones. Maybe it's just Young Justice in general. Not one that I'm going to be like, ooh, let's go ahead and pick up Young Justice. No.
Well, I picked this book because I'm a spoiler fan. Everyone knows I'm a spoiler fan.
Two things you know about. As soon as I saw spoiler, I was like, oh, that's why Johnny picked this.
Yeah.
That's why. So I'm not surprised. I'm really not. I don't fault you for that, because you've had worse picks.
Hey,
so
Batman Beyond fetish, let it go. All right. So, I picked this book for spoiler. Of course, I did. It's me. Yeah, but also we haven't talked a lot about Young Justice, and it's coming to an end. It's going to be gone. There's only 2 more issues, and that's it. Finito. What I will say is, it's been a crazy month if you're a Robin, isn't it? I mean, you've got one former Robin brainwashed. You've got one Robin giving up his name as Robin and having a big fight with his dad. Spoiler alert for the last book. You've got one former Robin going out and killing a Joker. Yes, it happens. And now you've got this other Robin changing back to Robin straight away. You kind of think that there'd be more to it than that. It's for me, it's such a big part of Drake and what it's going to mean for Batman moving forward, and yet it's a throwaway line. I agree with Freyja that it is very much aimed at a younger audience, as is the majority of the Wonder comic stuff. My issue with the story, the art is you're both right about the art. It's bonkers. My only problem with the story is that I've seen this before in Batgirl volume 2, issue 24, where Steph is the Batgirl. She takes down the Clue Master. It's done much better. It's done with better style. It's got better guest stars in it. Written by Brian Q. Miller. So you know what? If you're going to watch, if you're going to read a book of Spoiler Take Now and Dad, go and get the Batgirl book and avoid this one, because the Batgirl book was just so much more fun. Other than that, I think you guys have nailed it. The art's wonky in so many places. But
can I just say, what happened to his bike?
Whose bike?
Drake.
Drake's got a bike?
No, they're riding the motorcycle up the building.
All right.
Then they're climbing the building, and the bike's gone.
Gravity, maybe?
So they just killed everyone on the ground below because they just decided to drop a motorcycle on everyone?
Let me get there. So we're talking page 16.
Hashtag when in Gotham.
Yeah.
You're not in Gotham. You're in Central City.
Hold on, let me correct that. Hashtag when in Central City.
Maybe they're just hanging there, you know? You know how Batman leaves like a bat rope hanging up there, or Spider-Man leaves some webbing lying around. Maybe some window cleaner next week on his rounds going to be like, cleaning the windows so boring. Hey, look, a bike! Hey!
So they took a page out of Batman Forever, used the vehicle to go up the side of the building. So what, Val Kilmer just left the Batmobile on the side of the building?
Hey, he drove it home, remember?
That's true.
So there's an episode of Knight Rider. Do you remember Knight Rider?
Yeah.
And to get the bad guys, they went up like a car park, like in Batman Begins, but like 15 years or 20 years earlier. And then the turbo boost across the street from the car park into an office building. And the car's like stuck on like something like the 42nd floor or something of this building. I'm thinking, how are you going to get the episode's Knight Rider? So you love it anyway because it's Knight Rider. But as a kid, I kept going. I said to my dad, like, how did he get the car down? How did they get the car back? I mean, I know it's indestructible. It's not going to reverse out and just land on the pavement, is it? At which I got like off to bed you go.
Don't ask dumb questions. Go to bed.
Yeah, it's Knight Rider. It just does. Oh, okay. There you go. All right, cool. Do we have time for one more?
I think so.
All right, okay. Let's have a quick recap of a book that came out not this week, not last week, sorry, the week before. It is, of course, we're going to talk about Three Jokers. It's the big Batman three-parter. Jeff Johns is writing, art by a guy I've really missed in regular monthly books, in Jason Fabok. You've got colours by Brad Anderson, and you've got letters by Rob Lee. All right, so DC have finally woke up to the fact that the colorist and the letterers were missed off the Doomsday Clock books. They're getting the full credit here. It's a Black Label book. Freyja, we'll start with you on this one. Three Jokers. Love it, hate it.
Okay, artwork, good. Love the artwork, like everything about the artwork. However, I'm sick of the 9 panels. It was fun with the Watchmen. Now it's just annoying, and I hate it now. And just this book's super wordy. There's just walls of text everywhere. And so I just like, oh, that's way too much. I'm not going to read that. It's like every single thing. So essentially, I just kind of flip through the book because it's just walls of text everywhere. I read the smaller stuff when they're having the conversations, and and Joker stole the acid and stuff and whatnot. But and I like Batmobile, and I like everything else. It's just, sorry, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I do, but I don't. 3 Jokers, obviously 3 Jokers. Red Hood kills one of the Jokers. Spoiler, but everyone should know that by now. And it, it just kind of feels like a weird fan service book. Because we got the killing Joker, and we got the one who kills Red Hood Joker, and then we have the other Joker, and it just feels like a fan service book. Like, hey, how many fan service things can we throw in? Oh, the original Red Hood ugly stupid mask thing, cool. Barbara getting shot, cool flashbacks of that. Tim getting beaten over the head with a crowbar, let's have flashbacks of that. Every single scar that Batman has gotten, let's get flashbacks of that with no text, and then all of a sudden text walls everywhere. And then Barbara's upset. It's just too much.
Gorgeous.
Barbara's gorgeous. Like I said, the artwork is amazing, but other than that, I just get rid of the 9-panel thing. It just annoys me.
I agree with the 9 panels. As soon as I saw that first 9-panel page, I was like, oh my god, really? But I kind of like the nod back of the history of the kind of the scars and stuff like that. The 3 Joker element, it's kind of been hinted at previously. There's a bit in the Justice League book, I think off the top of my head, I'm going to say 42. It's of the Darkseid War, and Batman sitting in the Morbius chair, and he asks the chair, who knows everything in the universe, what's the real identity of the Joker? And then Batman answers, no, that can't be right. All right. So that's the first clue. Remember that book at the time was written by Jeff Johns with art by Jason Fabok. Fast forward to Rebirth #1, and Batman is sat in the cave looking at a computer screen with 3 different Jokers in there. All right. 3 distinct ones. So yeah, I can see how it could be seen as fan service, but this 3 Jokers thing has been kind of hinted at the past. I would just hope that there's some resolution to this, unlike there was a resolution in Doomsday Clock. Freyja, I absolutely totally agree with you. The art is gorgeous. Batman looks like Batman should look. Red Hood looks like Red Hood. Barbara is great all the way through. The Jokers, the 3 different styles, fantastic. The colours by Anderson, they just resonate. They're deep and they're powerful. Yeah, it is a bit wordy in places, so Rob Lee deserves his books on this one. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen moving forward. Yeah, for me, this was a massive win. So keep it up. Let's see what book 2, of which I've ordered the Batgirl variant. Of course, And in fact, I'll tell you what, the best thing about this book, Jeff Johns has made Red Hood interesting. He hasn't been interesting since Joker put a crowbar through his head the first time around. Jeff
had a flashback.
Jeff Johns has made him interesting, especially that whole the secrets of what happened and the things he was saying whilst he was getting tortured at the end, tortured in the death of the family. So yeah, Johns has made me care a little bit more about Red Hood. So damn you, Johns. All right, okay. Josh, 3 Jokers. What do you think?
So I thought this book was fantastic. One weird quirk, and maybe this is me just being me. I have an issue with the Batmobile.
What? You've got an issue with these wheels?
Because they tried to make it so close to the 89 Batmobile, which is one that I absolutely love and is tied. So if I had to look at my favorite Batmobiles ever, you have 66 and 89 on equal par as far as my favorite Batmobile. So they take the Batmobile in this and it looks so much like the 89, except it only has 1 bat fin right in the middle instead of 2 over the back wheels. It doesn't have the turbine engine thing in the front. I get it. They're trying to not make it look like 89, but yet it's so close that my eye and my brain is looking at it going, what in the hell did you do to my Batmobile? That's my only quirk.
Give me the page number as I'm flicking through.
Batmobile.
Page 1.
Is it page 1?
If you look at the Batmobile, so page 1 on a 9-panel page. It's probably why you missed it, because it was a 9-panel page. It'd be panel, let's see, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah.
Panel 5.
I see it. Yeah. No. Oh, okay. I don't see Batman 89 in that car.
I do. And then there's even the scene when the Batmobile's driving down the road and Batman gets out and he's like on top of the Batmobile as it's going. When he tells the Batmobile, auto drive enabled, I'm going inside, just before he jumps off on page 23. If you look at the way that the windows are on the Batmobile, that's the 89 style.
Yeah, I think it's a different Batmobile. I think
it is a different Batmobile, but
the first one gets crashed into the the gravestone, doesn't it?
No, it's the same one. It's the same one.
No,
same one. But still, there's too much resemblance to 89 that again, a weird quirk, but you're also again kind of taking something that we all know and love and tweaking it enough that it's like, hold on a minute. I don't want to bash the Batmobile anymore. It'll make me mad.
I'm just confused how the animated Batmobile doesn't get in there. You've said 66 and 89, but surely to God the original Battaz.
Oh, that's number 2.
I swear there was a Batmobile that looked almost exactly like that with the one fin in the center.
Yeah.
Wasn't there one?
Yeah,
like
Batman
that?
Forever.
Yeah. I think that's more what they were going for than the 80s.
The Batman.
Well, there's.
I
could honestly do a whole separate podcast breaking down the Batmobiles if you really wanted, but I'm not going to. I like the fact that they brought Red Hood back to the original design and not the Ermac from Mortal Kombat design.
Okay.
Because I have issues with that one. Honestly, this would be one of those, say, graphic novels that I will be more than happy to pick up.
You're not buying it floppy style, or?
I think I'd rather get it as a graphic novel, to be honest. Okay. So I can have the complete story. I liked having the flashbacks. Yeah, sure. The Thomas and Martha Wayne got shot again. Batman got his back broken again. Barbara got shot again. Jason Todd got beat the shit out with the crowbar.
Again.
That'll never get old.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with that one.
But nope, definitely not. I enjoyed seeing the laughing fish and the giant shark. Again, kind of making reference to everything from Batman and Joker's past. So, all in all, minus the Batmobile issue, I love the book.
There you go. So, there's 4 books. Go check them out. Yeah, there's some bad in there. Yes, there's some other things in there. Go and check them. Especially that Shazam book, because, there's not going to be another one next month. That's it, I'm afraid. All right, guys. So, that's it for this episode. All that's left to do is for me to say thank you to Josh. Josh, cheers.
Thank you.
And
always
Freyja.
a pleasure.
Thanks for spending time, Freyja.
No problem.
Excellent. Don't forget to check out the UCPN for all your other favorite podcasts, including Flipside Focus, K-Pop Cosmos. Did I get it right this time? I always.
Yep.
Cool. Close enough. And of course, No Price Podcast. All right. Okay. So this is Joining the Machine Hughes saying adios.